Hi everyone and welcome back to another video with me Shruti Vashist from enlightenmentcourses.com. So today is a very special video because I'm speaking about the Lion's Gate, which is a portal that's active now, and the date that it's exact is the 8th of August. So this is every year that it's exact on this date, but the weeks around this time, at least 1 week before and 1 week after this time, if not longer, maybe 10 days before and after, that whole duration is the Lion's Gate, I would say. And this essentially is related to Sirius. So it's related to Sirian, the Sirian constellation and the consciousness of Sirius. So essentially what that means is that there's a lot of galactic energy, the veils are thinner, and especially those people, those souls that are here on the planet to serve, that are here to bring in new consciousness, they will be getting all of these codes and activations, and it's not always pleasant. And we'll be speaking about that in this video, all that is pleasant, all that is not, because really both of these things are happening. There's a lot of magic of the new that we're feeling, but there's also the shadow that's coming up equally. And I'm going to explain to you exactly in which way, and I'm going to try and keep it brief. And you can feel into how this is playing out in your own life, because when you recognize what's actually happening at an energetic level, at an emotional level inside of you, and really the energetic level, the consciousness level is way beyond just the emotional. But when you recognize what exactly is occurring, that's when the result of it, what you want from it, becomes manifest in your life as well. So if you'd like to hear all about what's happening right now, there's a lot of magic, then keep watching this video. Give this video a thumbs up. That's how I get to know what kind of videos you would like to watch from me. And also check out all kinds of personal services that I have on my website. The links will be below this video. I also have online courses. Please check these out. These are really special online courses that I've made, self-study ones that are super creative as well. You have the video format like I'm speaking now, but you also have workbooks which are super creative, and I promise you that no other courses on the internet are like this, because I'm a school teacher and I know how to make courses and to make them really creative as well. Okay, so let's get into it. The Lion's Gate, which is related to the consciousness of Sirius, and it doesn't mean that you have to come from a Sirian consciousness yourself. But if you are in any way serving the galactic plan, the plan of source for this planet, for this universe, then the veils are just thinner and this higher consciousness is moving through you. So I'm going to begin very quickly with just telling you what happened yesterday, because it's the perfect metaphor, the perfect example of what's going on right now. So last night, I went with my friend to watch this Indian classical concert, and it was one of my first Indian classical concerts, music. And I have trained in opera, which is obviously Western classical, and I've attended a lot of Western classical concerts and even ballets and stuff. And I have an appreciation, deep appreciation for Western classical music. And dance. But Indian classical is very different. It's kind of foreign to me because I didn't always live here in India. And for the first time, I really got to appreciate it, and it felt like magic. There was this very famous singer performing. I forget his exact name. I'll put it down here. So I didn't really know of him because, again, I'm not familiar with Indian classical, but most people here know him. I felt transported, and I wasn't expecting it, because my friend came up with the idea for us to go here to this concert, and I thought that I was just going to get bored throughout, but it was just, like I said, it transformed me. I felt like I was taken into another dimension. And of course, it was not just the music. The music is just a reflection of what the energy is, what's happening. But the thing is that when you're present in the moment, you can recognize, especially when you attune yourself to something abstract like music. So during this concert, I was just closing my eyes, and I was inspired to just do that. I closed my eyes and just listen. Basically, I wasn't even watching what the musicians were doing. Throughout, I had my eyes closed, and it was like a meditation. And these pieces are written based on rags. So this one, rag, is basically an Indian word, and I don't know how to translate it into English. It's just this lyrical long piece. It's like you have the opera, or you have instrumental pieces. In Western classical, there's a certain story that's there, and there's notes and everything that follow it. So in this case, it was the story of the monsoon, when the rain comes in, what that's like. So there were different things happening, like people praying for the rain, and then it starts to drizzle, and after that there's lightning and thunder, and the music and the vocals go a certain way, and all of that. But I really felt that the three musicians that were playing came together in such a way that the energy felt like it got elevated. Of course, they're at the top of their game, all of them, but it's another skill when you're able to come together with other musicians and their artistry and create something in a way that you blend, with what's present now, with what the other people are playing, and it just elevates. So that's how we speak about it in spirituality as well, that two people come together and this triangle is formed that elevates. The energy is greater than what the two people can individually create, and it just like the scope of it is so much more. And that's what takes us into another dimension. And our co-creation on Earth, the co-creation of the new Earth reality, all of that is happening through this symbolism as well. But essentially, that's what I was feeling. And what I felt was, because I was feeling this magic within me, and I felt when I had my eyes closed and I was listening to the music, it felt like all of the pores in my body were open to receive the moment. So it's not just the head that's receiving light. It's like each pore, like you have so many pores on your skin, like all of them opened up and they're ready to co-create with the moment. They're ready to just receive, in this beautiful sensual way. And when I opened up to that degree, I felt that something was happening through me. Like, this moment was a portal and I was a portal. And I felt the elementals just come in. Like there was this massive elemental energy, and it was almost like, it's almost like I heard a voice saying, I declare this portal open. And the elementals just started coming in. And I've experienced this before in, a few years ago, again at different sacred portals, that the elemental energy comes in more. So it's not just the elementals that are present on Earth. It's that new consciousness, these higher levels, they start to merge with Earth. They start to become present on Earth. So these higher beings, the elementals, by the way, are these, if I had to describe it, they're basically these beings that live in dimensions usually that are higher than us. So it's the fourth dimension, the higher fourth and the fifth, etc. And maybe even higher than that. And they are typically what you would call the fairies, gnomes, those sort of beings, and so many others, right? The water nymphs and in the sky and all of that. But essentially what all of these beings, they all have a different role within creation, but what all of them bring is magic. It's a sense of magic that's there. It's a sense of flow with nature. It's a sense of being one with nature. And so this is at one level, when you feel this magic and you feel this joy and you feel like anything is possible, then that leads to the creation of new realities. That is the first step that's essential, that you feel this joy, you feel the possibility. And I really felt that at a very, very deep level. And it wasn't just elementals coming in, like new elementals, that want to be a part of the what's happening on Earth. They want to witness it, and they are sort of coming through these portals that are us, because the highest, portals are what? Portals are light. And the highest light that's on the planet, that's present on the planet, is through the humans that are allowing it. So you are the portal. When you are present in the moment, when you are just an open channel. So you can actually do this sort of a meditation yourself at this time during these weeks, where you open yourself up like you're present in the moment, and you open all of the pores of your body up. And you might be feeling like the physical pores in your body are opening up, but it'll be at a DNA level inside of you. The cells are actually opening up to co-create with the moment, and then you essentially just become the light. So I've written some notes here, so I'm just going to speak about that. So the first point, today I only have 2 points for you. And so what's happening right now during this Lions portal is, the Lions Gate portal, is that the elementals are coming in. They're paving the way for a return of magic on Earth at a new level. And what's happening through this also is that they're paving the way for divine reunions to happen. So relationships to become deeper, more magical, more full of love, more full of possibilities, all of those things that we dream about that are, idyllic and just like that sense of perfection in love, that sweetness in love, that flowing in love. That is becoming possible only after you feel the joy, the possibilities, and that's what the elementals bring in. And it's not only elementals that are coming in. I also felt this sense of new births of human babies that are elemental beings, that are higher beings as well. That they are coming in because they also carry this more magical energy. But essentially, I was speaking about this with my friend, who I attended the concert with, because the concert was divided into 2 parts. The first was purely instrumental, and the second one, somebody was singing as well. And, that was nice. They were very well trained, but I wasn't feeling the magic. It's like, they were perfect in their singing. They knew how to hit the notes, etc. But the first performance, which was musical, these musicians had just sort of lost themselves in the music. Essentially, they were one with the music, and you felt the magic. And, I was discussing this with my friend, that magic to me means that you can even go off on some notes, like you're performing something creatively, you're an artist or whatever, and when you're performing, every note doesn't need to be hit to perfection, everything doesn't need to be perfect, but it's about how well you are able to be present in the moment and to just flow in it. And it's like you've merged with the music in this case, and it's just so alive that everybody feels it, So that is what magic is, that it's possibility, it's trusting the moment, it's being spontaneous, and of course, planning for reaping the best of what this moment allows. That comes from how prepared you've been. So there is this element of being prepared beforehand. But at the same time, we are to allow ourselves to fully let go, to merge with this moment. And so please feel into this, whatever this means for you right now. What does it mean to let go and feel into this moment, to trust it, to surrender, and to just be fully awake, fully alive to this moment, and fully alive to the magic that's present here now? Where in your life do you need to perhaps let down your guards and to trust a little bit more, to have more hope as well? And so that is what the elementals are bringing. It's this beautiful new energy of hope and just this, anticipating the new that's coming in, what the new earth looks like, this heavenly sort of aspect of earth. And we all know it, like, those of us who are on the path of ascension, like we feel it. And especially during portals, we feel the purity of it, like we feel what that raw potential of earth really is, like what that actually feels like, the actual vibration of living on a planet where things are that magical, where everybody experiences that reality. So that's what it essentially felt like in that moment, that's what the earth had changed into. And that is what's happening at an energetic level, but it percolates into human consciousness. It can't percolate any faster than humans themselves allow, but at the same time, that potential is there for us to experience as individuals if we choose. And the more that we choose it at individual levels, the more that it becomes more pertinent, amongst mass consciousness as well. Okay, so the second point is that there are power initiations. So the first thing is the elementals coming in. We're feeling the magic of the new. And the second is that you might be feeling some shadow qualities of yourself come out as well. And for some of us, it'll feel like people are coming into our life, or situations are coming where our deepest insecurities are just coming to the surface. They're right here. And all of this is not contradictory, that you're feeling the magic, then what is this shadow stuff? It actually goes very well together. Because when you step into the new, when you go through a dimensional change inside of yourself, and especially when you start making choices in your physical life, or you're considering making those choices in your life that will totally change everything, that is related to power. That is related to basically what happens is that a lot shifts. So it's kind of like, how when there's an earthquake, the tectonic plates shift, and suddenly, like, it's just gone, like there's this movement. So it's like that. Those older realities, those layers just sort of collapse. And when they collapse, all of the shit that was hiding underneath the surface just comes out. Like it's exposed, right? So when it's exposed, the shadow, it comes out and it acts up because it's feeling vulnerable. And that is the moment that we need to recognize that that stuff is leaving, that it's gone. And that's why, this is there in front of me. So what that can look like in your life right now is people coming up and, triggering you. They're sort of challenging you somehow. They are, I don't know, blaming you for different things. This can be personal relationships. It can be at the workplace. It can be just how you feel in the world, what the energies around you. Doesn't really matter. But what you have to do is recognize yourself. So this is the most important point, is that you have to recognize yourself and your own power within that. And that you have to know that your life is not about making choices that don't upset other people, and that don't upset society. You have to fall into the vibration of I am safe, this deep spiritual protection. So when we think of a heavenly earth, which is what, that magic energy is about. When we think of heavenly earth, it's like these pure children that are just playing. They're super creative. They create anything that they want. The first desire that's in their heart, they're just playing and creating with it. And it's like, God has presented them with these creative abilities to create whatever magical reality they want. So it's like a heaven on earth. It's like a heavenly dimension. And in order for us to feel that way, we have to know that we are safe. If a child doesn't know it's safe, it can't play, it can't feel creative, right? But its natural instinct is to play. So when it comes to power, basically, to me, the magic that comes with power is a more mature sort of a magic. It's a more deep-rooted, more tantric sort of a magic. So it's not a fifth dimensional magic, it's actually higher. It's source magic. It's like 12th dimension, 0 dimension, whatever you want to call it. The dimension of source, we often call it the 13th dimension, or the 0 point. So that magic comes from power. Whereas, the magic that I was speaking about before, it's more playful, it's more childlike, it's more like 5th dimensional, maybe 7th dimensional levels. And when we want to experience this deep, how do I explain it? It's like you are flowing not only with the moment and what's happening with the energy of the earth and the elementals in the earth, or the energy that's landing on the earth, these elementals beings that are coming here on earth. It's not just that level. When it comes to power, you merge with creation itself. It's like the Holy Spirit, is like symbolized by this spiral, where there's these births happening, where it's like, the prime creator or source creates life that exists everywhere. And any life that comes out of source, it's like you're flowing with that. That's what you're feeling in your body. Because you are a part of source. So there is a part of you that can experience that if you want. And then there's this other part that simultaneously takes away whatever life has finished. Whatever those life forms that wanted to go out and experience and go out into the worlds of creation. Now they're done. So there's this beautiful release, surrender, letting go and coming back into union with source. So there's this beautiful outflow, inflow, which leads to this beautiful spiral. When you are in the flow and you're flowing with that, that is power. And that feels more like grace. It feels like, I don't know, it's just hard to describe. It's hard to give it a word, but it's like you are not yourself. You are just a portal for source. And all you can do is experience. You can't even give it words. And you're not even doing anything with it. It flows through you, you see, that essence, that energy. So what that means for our mission here on earth is that when you allow yourself to open up and just be yourself in the moment, and challenges will come up right now, because like I said, the shadow's coming up in the form of people, challenges of different kinds. All you can do is be yourself. Of course, you're going to feel vulnerable, and part of you will want to believe what these outer reflections are showing you, or these outer people, circumstances are showing you, or if they're blaming you. You'd want to believe them at first. But it's not about getting yourself down and believing an external party like that. It's about being a spiritual sovereign and choosing and knowing this royalty that you are. That all is well regardless of what is happening around me. And I know when I am within it. And it's okay. Even if I made a so-called mistake, I can choose something else. I don't have to get sucked into the drama, the ups and downs and all of that people like to play. And sometimes I like to play. A part of me also likes to fall into this drama, but it's fine. There's this greater part of me that just experiences grace, and it's okay, whatever happens. So you see that feeling, and even deeper than that is this feeling of I am safe. Nobody can destroy me. I am eternal. There's this part of me that's eternal. And so any threats that I'm getting, any danger that I'm feeling, any major shifts that I'm feeling, the negativity I'm feeling in the energy as they release when these portals happen, that the human collective sort of releases, it's okay. I can be myself within it. And it's just another opportunity for me to be myself in a new environment, for me to grow and to know myself at a deeper level. So, and remember that whatever's happening in your life, it doesn't last forever. So these are certain opportunities for you to make certain choices, and really they're just power initiations. So we are embracing these power initiations, knowing our own royalty and choosing. The best thing you can do right now is just to be yourself in every moment, and to allow yourself to be vulnerable and to be spontaneous. It's okay if I am here in this environment where something new is happening, or people are blaming me, or whatever it might be, and I can just be present with it. I don't always have to have my guards up and have those things that I've worked out in my head, how to protect myself throughout the years that I've lived on this planet. I can also just let go, breathe, and be present in the moment, and it'll come to me what needs to be said, what I need to do, and all of that is fine. So the biggest thing that you can do right now is just to be empty, is to allow yourself, is to allow source to speak through you, to be through you. And if you really actually allow that, there's this deep magic that comes through that's related to not just joy, but this deep level of power as well. And it's further leading to these beautiful relationships. Like, I really felt that it's leading in the future to the creation of new realities that we've dreamt of, where we come together with other people, where we do our mission work, essentially. Okay, guys, so I don't want to make this too long, but that's what's happening right now. That's what I've been feeling. I hope this metaphor of being in this classical concert, this music coming through, elevating you to a new dimension. I hope that this inspires you somehow and makes you feel that magic, and makes you remember that regardless of what is going on, this is the true harmony that's behind everything, this hum of all is well. And you can be present in the moment regardless of what is going on, and feel that elevation, because that is the core truth. Of course, this human part of you that goes through ups and downs is true as well at one level, but the most core truth that never dies within you is that indestructible part of you that can always experience grace. So just allow yourself to remind yourself what you are in each moment. That is the best thing that you can do right now. and just you'll be free, you'll be empty, and you'll feel source moving through you. It's not really something I can describe. I've been speaking for so long. I haven't really done justice to what the experience was, and that is only a gift that you can give yourself. It's only something you can do for yourself. And you may be somebody who's very pure, who's very intuitive, and you're feeling these pure energies, this magic of the new, this call of the new. But the way that you experience the sort of magic that I'm speaking about, that belongs in grace, that belongs with being one with source completely, in the sense that you have no ego in that moment. You don't experience any ego. It's just this blissful state to be in. It's like, this magic is associated with bliss. It's not just joy. It's like a more mature, deeper sort of a magic, I guess you can say. So if you really want to experience that, and because that happens, like when the new comes in, like children, we feel the joy, we feel the possibility, and that lasts for a while. But as you know, we are adults, human adults, and so certain things will come up, like certain shadow things will come up. And when we can experience them also the way that we're supposed to, like we see the energy behind it, we see the reason behind it, and we can remember what we are within the face of that, that is when we start to merge with source itself. And these things that I've been explaining, where you feel like the flow of the Holy Spirit itself. And how can it contains everything. So how is it going to shake you up? Like if you feel like you are everything, you belong within all that is, all of the death that happens, all of the birth that happens, it's a part of you. You're one with it. It's this blissful feeling of being in service to that. It's like you almost want to cry, because it's the birth of life itself, like how life was formed. It's like the core, the center of that, the womb of that. So if you want to experience that, then certain choices need to be made in your physical life. And certain things need to be eliminated. And you know what this is. If you feel in your heart, you will know what this is. And these choices need to come from a state of royalty, and knowing what you are, and knowing what you deserve, and not choosing anything else. Of course, being open to the moment, being open to possibilities, but all the while remembering what you are, and then the path sort of lines up. Okay guys, so I hope that this helped you out. Let me know in the comments below if you've been experiencing any of this, and give this video a thumbs up again. Subscribe if you're new here. Check out my personal services, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.